Hi there, and welcome to this week's angel reading. My name is Rachel Skoltok, and I'm an angel medium and an intuitive energy therapist. Now, there's been loads of talk for this week because tomorrow is the 8th of August, 2017. There's an enormous shift going on. There's planetary eclipses. There's all kinds of things going on in the stars. And I don't pretend to be an astronomer or an astrologer, but I do know energy. I know energy really well, and I have been meditating on this, and I've been feeling this, and I've been talking to my angels about it. And so no matter what the shift is, this is the information that I've been given for you. So we are all going through this enormous time of shift, have been on many different levels, all at our own pace for the last few years. And this is a peak time. This shift is intensifying for the next 2 weeks and for the rest of the year, but particularly over the next 2 weeks. We're all on track. Now, the awakening, the shift that we're going through is a shift in consciousness. And as individuals, this means that it is quite simply, we are changing our ways. We are being offered an opportunity. We are being woken up from the nightmare of fear, of being driven by fear, of fear being behind all of our choices, our actions, our thoughts, our relationships, into a time where we no longer need to choose from fear. When you think about being in fear, fear is stress, self-doubt, lack of self-belief, anger, insecurity, anxiety. Now, those are some of the things that you might have been feeling intensely in the last few days and weeks, as well as some physical symptoms with what's going on at the moment. But I do want you to go and see your practitioner if you're having symptoms of any kind. I'm not telling you that it's all to do with this, because you have to take care of you, right? Those kind of symptoms are all to do with fear energy. When we're in fear, we are panicky. We are always focused on material life. We worry about our loved ones. We worry about our health. We worry about our finances. We worry about our jobs. It's all there. When we're in fear like that and we're worried and stressed, anxiety comes up. We go into fight or flight, and those stress hormones, they suppress our immunity. So our health becomes affected. Even our skin gets affected because it suppresses the growth hormones, which age us more quickly when it's suppressed. We are in a state of negativity. When we're in that state of negativity, we don't have the energy or the presence of mind to be nice, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be non-judgmental. We're much more snappy, we're irritable, we take it out on the people that we love and even the people that are strangers to us. That's when we're in our lower selves. That is a low vibrational way of being because it's fear. It's very heavy, it drags you down. And even if you're around people that are gossipy and angry and resentful and complaining all the time, you can find yourself influenced by that depending on how empathic you are, because you can get dragged down just the same. It's like gravity, it sucks you down, it's really heavy. When you're in those states, you are not being in your higher self. You're in a low vibration, and it's comes from this kind of state of just wanting to survive. So we become more greedy. More people hoard things. They're not generous. They don't give to their fellow man. They're much more threatened. They're suspicious of people of different races and religions and cultures and ways of thinking. That's what we're like when we're in a state of fear. Every single human being is like that. When we're in a state of love, which is the highest vibration, we're joyful, we're peaceful, we're able to meditate, we're able to do our yoga and exercise. We're able to be generous and loving and non-judgmental and to see other people's points of view. We're able to give and receive love because our hearts are open again. We look better. Our health is better. Everything raises up because that is our higher self. It's our humanity. It's our spiritual humanness. It's who we really are. We're compassionate and kind. Now, when you're not in that state, it means that you're in fear. And when you're in fear, there is this gap that you have to somehow transcend to get yourself into that higher place. You want to be nicer to your family, to the people at the petrol station or the people that serve you in your coffee shop. You want to be kinder and nicer and more loving, not faking it, but actually genuinely feeling it with your heart. When you're in that state, It's much more easy to manifest the things that you want. It's much more easy to be grateful for things that you have. It's much easier to know that the divine is on your side, to hear the voices of heaven and the angels and what your intuitive guidance is, because everything is open and flowing. You're in a very high vibration when you're in that state. So the angel's message today was very, very clear for you, is that in order to transcend this current shift that we're going through, we need to be in that higher state. And in order to do that, it's self-care. Lots of people dismiss self-care, and you know why? Because doesn't fit in with what our fear mind wants. Our fear mind sees us always having to work and strive and struggle, and there's not enough time to get all the things that we need together, to get everything done, to get the money that we need, to get the car that we need, to fit in all of the tasks that we've set ourselves. No time for self-care, that's ridiculous. That's the fear mindset. It's a poverty mindset, it's a lack mindset, and it will always keep you stuck, drained, and unwell. So self-care is the bridge from the lower vibration to the higher vibration. And that's what the angels are saying to you. It's time for you to connect with the divine feminine, whether you're a male or a female, and to start giving to yourself, to allow the universe and other people to give to you, to have time off, to rest, to recharge your energy, to pace yourself rather than to rush all the time, to understand that there is enough for everybody and that what is for you will not pass you by. But it's less likely to pass you by as well if you're not rushing around in frantic circles trying to make everything work for yourself. So getting out of fear means taking good care of yourself. So this is one of the ways to really transcend and get through some of these anxiety symptoms that are coming up with the current shifts. It's a sign to do more self-care, to slow down, to listen to your heart and do what your heart asks you to do for yourself. It might be in your diet, it might be in your sleep patterns, it might be in the food that you're putting in your body, or the way that you treat yourself, the way that you talk to yourself. It might be that you need regular exercise, or maybe you need regular self-care like facials or massages, whatever it is. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it's about putting energy in, because that is what puts you into that higher vibration. When you're in that higher vibration, your cup is full, so you have overflowing to give to others. And that's when you can be compassionate and kind without faking it. It's when you can be heart open and you'll feel more generous and more centered, and that you're connected and loved by the universe. So the other message the angels have for this big transition that we're going through is to be more in your higher self, is that you need to let go of pain, struggle, things in your history that are causing resentment, pain, heartache, hatred, anger, sadness, whatever it is in your present. I was told a story a couple of weeks ago, and I have permission to share this story. I always share stories that I have permission for, from a lady who had met her soulmate. And in previous times, she had been in a very abusive relationship, a violent relationship, with somebody who had mistreated her badly for many years. And when she came out of that relationship, not only did she feel like she was too old to meet anybody else, but she really felt like she was never going to rid herself of the pain that she'd been through. She made it her business to not go near another relationship until she'd healed. And she took 12 months. She went to healers. She went to therapists. She did everything she could to clear herself of the trauma and the heartache, but also to clear herself of the resentment that she'd felt. She had energy therapy. She had counseling. She did everything she could until she was finally clear, and she'd forgiven herself completely for what she'd been through, and she understood why she'd put herself through that for so long. And she understood as much as she could, the type of person that she'd been with. So not long after her healing, she met her soulmate and has a beautiful, respectful, loving, compatible relationship with this other person. And I love that story because it really shows me what it is that I teach, is that you cannot go forward and manifest the new good things in your life until you've cleared yourself of the past. If you're dragging that past with you everywhere you go in the form of cords, to your past in the form of hatred and resentment in your heart, if you're talking about it all the time, or even sometimes you're bringing that into your present day, and you cannot cleanly manifest something new and good if you've still got that with you. And so that's one of the steps for you to take over the coming 2 weeks, is to do clearing, to focus on what is it that I'm carrying with me that is causing me to not care for myself. Perhaps I'm carrying low self-worth because I've been through hard times and traumas, and I'm assuming that's something to do that's wrong with me that caused that person to treat me that way, which it never is. The only thing that you're doing is you're putting up with it, and holding on to that will pull you down and make you think that you're not worth anything, and therefore you won't manifest anything because secretly you don't believe you deserve it. So clearing yourself of all of those things will help the divine, the angels, to bring new into your life. Making sure that you're emptying yourself. That is what this shift is about. If you're carrying hatred and resentment in your heart, you cannot be compassionate at the same time. You can sometimes, but you're always going to waver up and down, which is what most of us are doing. Raising your vibration. This is what this shift is all about. The next step to raising your vibration, the angels are saying, is that it's about manifesting for the long term. They were saying that lots of us manifest in a feast or famine way. We manifest something, we say, yay, we celebrate it, we use it all up, and then we panic again because we go into a poverty state of thinking, and we manifest again. So we go through this kind of up and down with our finances, with our love life, with our relationships. Things go good for a while and then they drop down. So the angels are asking me to teach you how to manifest with a bigger picture in mind. What is it that I most need to do? This is what you need to ask yourself and your angels. What is it I most need to do in order to create long-lasting peace in my life, long-lasting abundance? Part of that is what we've just talked about, self-care and releasing the past. What's the bigger picture so that I can smooth out that line so I'm not going up and down all of the time? It's recognizing that you can clearly ask for what you want, but you also have to take action. When you take action, the universe will always take steps towards you. So you apply for a job, the universe brings 3 steps towards you. They might introduce you to someone that can help you to get that job, give you ideas. You might open the newspaper and there's an article about the best way to be in an interview. I'm just making that up. But you know what I'm saying, that when you actually take action and do as much as you can do towards what you want, whether it's creating abundance, love, or healing your health, then the universe will meet you with even more synchronicities, signs, guidance, and that's how it works. You can't actually expect the universe to just deposit the present in front of you. Sometimes it does. It's that easy. But then you have to have the courage to go for it, to take the steps and to appreciate it and to keep going with it. So sometimes you do get a gift arrival, a miracle happens, but it's not always that way. So it's always good to ensure yourself by walking in faith and acting as if you're going to receive what it is that you've been asking for. So that's my guidance for this week. I pulled you a card earlier, which I've put down somewhere and I have left. So I'm going to pull you another card and see what the angels have to say for your guidance for the week ahead. Divine timing. Look at that. So connecting with knowing that everything happens in divine timing. And divine timing is nothing to do with the clock or the calendar. Divine timing is when you're ready. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the manifester is ready, the manifestation appears. When the lady healed her heart was when her soulmate appeared. We tend to sit there and go, when's it going to happen? It's going to happen when you take the action, when you follow your guidance. That's what divine timing is. Have a wonderful week. I may not be here next week. It depends on the internet I have while I'm away. But this reading is for the next 2 weeks. And if I can, I will drop one in for you next Monday. Angel blessings from my heart to yours.